Okay, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackert,
And I'm Lyanca.
and this is the Hot Hustle Show. Today's guest is Sherry Mosley, and we are going to talk about the Aqualorians and a lot of things that are probably out of this world. Lyanca, you want to
Yeah,
give her more of
good
a
morning. So,
visual?
Sherry, let's just dive right in. I think this group is really open right now, and I like to call us kind of like the, very advanced Navy SEALs of consciousness, and we're not afraid to really just be open and go there. Tell us a little bit about how you got into this work and what really led you to
Especially your
here.
story at
Yeah.
Mount Shasta, where you started to
Yes.
channel this.
Okay, those are two very different stories.
Okay. Okay. Let's go with
Well,
Mount
give us the
Shasta.
mini version of both.
Okay, how I got into all of this. Well, you're really just ultimately following a calling. But I'd say, since childhood, I grew up in Northern California in kind of a spiritual community. So, I was raised, I guess, focused on alternative everything. And I've been psychic since birth. So it was more of learning to not let my psychic ability control me, but learning to work with it and then hand it over to a higher purpose, right? So through that, I always felt a calling towards alternative health and healing. And that ultimately led to enrolling in acupuncture school. But before that, it was really during my Saturn's return. I don't know if you're familiar with that at age 28, 28 and a half. You get this urge that, okay, I've got to get my life together. What am I really doing
Yeah.
on the planet? And I started buying all these books on shamanism, and I knew nothing about it at the time. So I went and saw a shaman here in the Bay Area, and I learned Reiki and shamanism, then enrolled in acupuncture school, left my .com job, and it was just off to the races. However, I
Yeah.
will say that's right when Pluto came into Capricorn, and I have 5 planets in Capricorn. So it was basically my turn to go through awakening and transformation, just like Pluto came right into Aquarius right now, right? We're on a whole new Aquarius with Pluto cycle for 20 years. And, I had my 16 years of Pluto and Capricorn. But
Wow.
yeah, and I studied with the Foundation for Shamanic Studies. And that really immersed me into the spiritual world in the sense that that's when I really got rid of my fears of the spirit world and my psychic abilities. I was seeing so much passed on souls and sensing things. And once I did that, it just opened the door.
Nice.
And
Neat.
then finally, finally, once I graduated acupuncture school, I was doing A Course in Miracles. I don't know if everybody's
I love
familiar.
Course in Miracles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece of work.
And I combined that with doing the shamanic journey work that I was doing. And Akashic Enlightenment was given to me. I was told this is the prayer that you're supposed to use, and this is what you're supposed to teach.
Nice.
Okay. At that point, I was good at listening to my spirit guides and following through, which is really
Good.
ultimately what it's all about. Once you get on this journey, it's really about being able to receive the guidance, hear the guidance, and then be able to follow it, even though the ego may have a lot of back talk and insecurities and fears. But you're like, that's okay. I understand, but we're going to go forward and do this anyway.
Yeah. So great.
Love
Like,
it.
yeah, very brave of you. Very brave of you. And thank you for
Yeah,
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've kind of played around with some of the Galactic Council, and I've heard of Palladians and the Lemurians and the Arcturians, but I've never heard of the Aqualorian.
Yeah, so I'll dive into that.
Sure.
Yes, it's funny
Yeah.
because I'm like a water creature myself. I swim, like 3 or 4 times a week,
Oh, same
even in
here.
like the
Me
freezing
too.
cold.
Me too.
Yeah, rainy
Yeah.
days, doesn't matter. Gotta get
Yeah.
down. Yeah, I'm a water baby too. My
Me too.
water's right outside the window here in South Dakota.
That is funny. Yeah.
It is. But ironically, the Aqualorians don't have a lot to do with
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that's just their name, other than how they look. So this, when I was in acupuncture school, I had a friend, a shamanic peer, who was hosting retreats in Mount Shasta. And I went on a few of those retreats, and they were doing like Stephen Greer, ET contact.
Yeah.
And this person particularly worked with the Arcturians. So I first met the Arcturians, and then I was in Akashic Enlightenment once I received Akashic Enlightenment. This was in 2018. And I was up there, everyone's saying hi. I think a bunch of my clients are on here.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot are on today.
Hey.
So in Mount Shasta doing ET contact, and I was in my Akashic Enlightenment, which puts you into a field of energy that is very high frequency. It opens up what I call this vertical channel, which could be considered your ascension column and or all of your transpersonal chakras. And once you start doing this regularly, this is how you open up communication to higher beings, right? And that can be multiple beings when you're in a frequency like that and you're working in it regularly. You're kind of, it's like doing shamanic journey. You will meet the spirit guides and teachers that are aligned for you.
Nice.
So I was up there, and I had already felt a calling when I first got up there before, months before. Calling me. I was having dreams of UFOs. I was like, something's happening.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
So, once I was up there during contact, I usually speak light language spontaneously when the contact happens. And this beautiful crystalline ship came in. And this is, I'm seeing this clairvoyantly. So it's the like astral connection, right? It was not a 3D reveal, but it was the most beautiful crystalline blue ship. There was one other woman there who also saw it.
Oh, fascinating. I'm so like.
Ship.
Oh.
And so I was asked to come onto the ship. One of the Aqualorians came down, and so everything is this very opaque, transparent blue light. That's just their energy. Their ship is, everything is. So it's a very high frequency. They're very ethereal ET contact, ETs or interdimensional beings. And you could consider them like an angelic type frequency because of that, or because of being high frequency and angelic. They are ethereal in their appearance, right? And when I came onto the ship, they showed me this one being, one Aqualorian. They introduced themselves, and I guess I should write a book on this. It's quite a story, isn't it?
Well, at least you have the recording here.
I've written it down somewhere. I think it's on the Aqualorian Crystal and Light Healing training page. But yeah, I think people really like to hear it. But it brought me into the ship and showed me this. It was like a lotus made out of crystalline light. And I was told this is what controls our entire ship, our entire community. This is how we live. Like, this was their life force of everything, right? Which that's basically a symbol of enlightenment. They've already achieved that. They know how to work with universal source energy to live and run everything on that energy. And so they had me connect with that lotus flower, and then said, we're going to do a healing modality. They didn't tell me the name at that time. We're going to teach you how to heal and work with this energy. And I always say, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds beautiful, And then I think I had to come back down because our group was, getting ready to go. And we were there a couple of nights. So, I don't remember how many other times I went to talk to them that time, because all the times I've gone up there since are kind of blurring together at this moment. Yeah. But I went into my Akashic Enlightenment and then asked, once I was home, okay, what is this modality? Let's talk about this. And then I started downloading and writing down the knowledge and information about it. And I went back up in Yeah, so 2019 was the first time. And then, so it's 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. I go up there and I become attuned to more levels of the aqualorian crystal and light healing.
Cool.
And then when I get home, it unpacks. It takes a couple of months, and then I
Sure.
just start typing and writing. It just starts downloading. And I'm like, okay, this is the next class.
Yay.
Wow.
I'm up to level 10 at this point.
Really?
Well, and
Yeah.
thank you first off.
And it's so funny that you use, oh, do you know if you're one of the first contacts here on Earth that
Um, I think so. I think I've heard one other person say that they connect with them. So it's possible to connect with their overall frequency, but I don't know anybody else is doing the aqualorian crystal and light healing.
uh-huh.
But they're basically considered the angelics to the Galactic Federation,
Nice.
Yeah.
or the Arcturians, Pleiadians, right? So it's
Right.
just
Yeah.
they're
I get that.
more ethereal.
When I tapped into it, I knew it was part of the council, which, it's kind of cool that I even know that in the first place without having talked to all of y'all guys. Yeah, there's it's so interesting the people, the channelers that are really specific these days. There's really been an evolution in channeling in the last 10 years, that there's so many specific ways that we can heal with channeling. And one of the things I read that was in your package is that you say they're kind of helping us bring in this earth where we are in a field to communicate with the galactic now better than ever. I think I read something to the tune of that. Does that make sense to you? That it was
Yeah.
I mean, did they give you that message specifically, that they're now like here to contribute and help us?
So I don't know that it says that exactly on the page, but overall, as we connect with higher beings and we become more comfortable with them, our consciousness, our DNA, our biology, everything shifts. The comparison that I make is imagine that nobody knew what sharks are. They're on the planet, but nobody knows what they are, and they could be really scary. Because well, they are a predator. They're not even coming in and saying, "Hi, we're so warm and fuzzy." Right? But there's just this sense of intimidation when you first connect. Even when I first connected with the Arcturians, that was kind of my gateway ET experience.
Yeah.
I was terrified. My whole system just went,
Sure.
oh my gosh, what's happening? And I'm just like, wow, that's quite the reaction. So we're just going through that process to clear it out of our systems so that we normalize the contact. And, once you do that more and more and more, then there's, the higher dimensional ETs tend to come in, or depending on the work that you do, it's going to depend on, just like people, it's going to depend on the people that you connect with as well as the extraterrestrials that you connect with.
I gather that. So just in kind of like, for breaking it down, what are the reasons why one would want to receive and for the layman's, just receive the healing, the information that you have, or connect at all?
You mean the aqualorian crystal and light healing?
Yes.
Yeah, so the crystal and light healing, well, it heals on all levels of healing, meaning the astral, the spiritual, the karmic, the causal, emotional, physical, and it'll work with you on those levels depending on what you need, right? So some people will go into it for consciousness evolution, and it will help you awaken and move your blocks to that path. And then it will help also move out the spiritual roots of any physical illnesses. I taught the classes to China online. They did a free webinar, and there were 80 people in there doing the personal healing, and the responses
wonderful.
I got, I was like, this is amazing, because I'm doing this, but I don't know what's happening really until everybody
Right.
is telling me,
Oh,
you know,
that's
I have
wonderful.
my own experience, and people are like, my headache is gone. This pain that I've had forever is gone. You know,
Wow.
this is gone, and this. I'm like, oh my God, this is. I actually put that recording up of the
Mm.
healing on my YouTube if people
Oh,
want to
wonderful.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
watch that. I don't think they gave me. I don't remember if the user feedback was in it or not, but yeah, it's quite profound. And even those who I attune to the frequencies, the biggest thing I've had is both of their partners ended up having to go through surgery. And then they run the aqualorian crystal and light healing on them afterwards. And then they go back to the doctors, and the doctors ask, what are you doing? Why are you, and how are you healing so
Healing.
fast?
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
so
I'm like,
wonderful.
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and thank you for being so brave to take to make the connection to, follow your all of it, right? To keep saying yes, and
Yeah,
then to bring it to sit down and take the work and type it out and then share it with people and to heal. It's quite the undertaking, I know for sure. So thank you.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that the hardest part is processing the levels when they come in. When I come back from Shasta,
I was
sometimes
gonna
I'm just
ask.
like out of commission.
I was gonna
Like, oh my
ask,
gosh. I
what is
go to my
that? What are your
acupuncturist.
experiences? Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
help me integrate.
Yeah.
There's so
Because you're
much.
human, right? Like we're having a human experience, and it can be a lot sometimes. I wonder.
Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah,
used to it more as the
yeah.
years have gone on. The frequencies are getting higher, so it's easier. But at first, when you get these structures in your system, you're reorganizing so much,
Mm.
right?
How
And
many years ago was the first encounter, the first
so
contact?
2018 was
Okay.
the first when I first met them, what I described, and
Mm-hmm.
2019 was the first time they started attuning me. Yeah. But
Beautiful.
I was gonna say it also, sometimes I call it like a very super advanced Reiki
Mm.
or medical Qigong, which is, you're working with, because sometimes I'll see the meridian systems and the chakra systems, and then they show the auric body and the energy bodies and the toroidal field, right? And sometimes it also, will even work like psychic surgery. So you'll see organ systems
Oh,
all
cool.
combined together. So
Excuse me.
it's kind of limitless. I'm always like, wow, what's happening?
Amazing.
That's so cool. Can
Mm.
we do a group kind of worked so that everyone can
Ooh.
experience the energy?
Yeah, I was going to answer your other question too. Why
Oh,
do ET contact? Is that
I think you
still
answered
relevant?
it.
Oh,
Why,
okay.
healing.
why
Yeah.
would we want to learn this and why? But I think that answers that question. Why would we have contact that way? So that, gosh, these amazing healing, so you can continue to share with us, really.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
ET
Yeah.
contact, it's different for different people, but usually there's a curiosity.
sure.
There's a
Starts there.
curiosity. And then it's like, well, why wouldn't I want to know a higher intelligence?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Enlighten me, please.
Well, I feel that they're more specific with us, like the Arcturians for healing and the Palladians for information than, well, the Palladians are less clear, but like Archangel
Clear.
Michael, it's really so much about adoration and love and love and adoration and and it seems that these other groups within the Galactic Council actually has kind of specific information for us,
Yeah.
not just, be love.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's just my awareness that I could be totally wrong. And I love it if an archangel channel would call me out on it. Um, but that's how I perceive it for me is that, yeah, I mean, that's great and all, but it's just like, give me more than that. I mean, if I'm going to play with you and play in the field with you, I would give me more than that. So this is my thought.
As they say in shamanism, careful what you ask for.
I,
Hey.
yeah.
I'm an example of what happens if you keep asking and you're like, well, I want to know more. I want to know more.
Oh
I
gosh.
know. Well, I'm all about the question and following the question, so we'll see where that goes. It should be an
I love
interesting
it. I
couple
love it so
years.
much. Yeah, it's almost like I can't turn the curiosity off. It's almost like everything keeps landing for me. I think it's a blessing. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's you
I
want to take
have a
somebody?
specific ailment if you would like to do
I knew
something
it.
specific. But if we wanted, I mean, whatever feels lighter for you, that's fine where we want to go.
Um, well, there's a couple of options. I can do an overall session for everybody, um, or we can do specifics.
Can
I'm
we
just
do a group thing so that so they can kind of get in the frequency of it and then take a couple?
yeah, let me open the space a little bit more
Okay.
Okay.
because I didn't really plan ahead to do that. So just give me a minute to do that.
Absolutely.
I can already feel them coming in, but I'll drop in a little more here first. Okay. All right. Okay. So you wanted to start with the group? Is that what
Let's start with the
we're
group.
All right, so we'll just bring in the AQUALORIANs, connecting to the AQUALORIANs. And we'll just you just want to do like a quick 3 minutes or something here?
Yes,
Yeah, let's
yes.
start with that.
You may get sleepy with the energies too. So if anybody falls asleep, don't worry about it. All right, so let's go ahead. So we're just setting an intention for whatever's in your highest and best to be healed at this time. You may feel them working on you, or maybe like you're in one of their healing beds or chambers. You may feel it running in a certain area of your body or consciousness. It looks like they're also bringing in an overall light upgrade. Just touching everybody with new light frequencies. Just a sense of starting to integrate. You may feel the energy starting to get lighter. And just coming back.
Interesting.
Rub my hands together, come back.
Rub my hands together. Gotta get some chi going.
Brings you back.
Wow, that's an interesting frequency. They're like way out there. No, they don't do anything else. They sure drop everyone's vigilance system, don't they? The capacity that you have to be able to take their attunements has got to be quite a capacity, because just 3 minutes of that, I mean, that's a strong frequency.
Yeah, some of my
Yeah.
regular clients that usually go up there with me, I do the
Mm.
higher contact and ascension retreat in Mount Shasta every year.
Oh,
That's when I get attuned. But my clients that are up there, they see I eat a ton of food, I take a bunch of Chinese herbs, like it's a whole thing.
yeah.
And I
Yeah, oh my
eat really
gosh.
clean, drink a lot of water.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like, yeah. Well, we've got some questions on the chat though.
Oh, I
Thank
love
you.
Can
Thank
you look at like the frequency within a body and tell people, like, for example, Tina asked, can you ask if mold is affecting my body? Like, is it that clear that you could just get an answer like that?
I don't usually do yes or no questions. It's kind of like, what symptoms are you experiencing? Because she's already got a diagnosis there.
I see. So she's hit a conclusion so that
Yeah,
there's
the
no,
ego loves to say, this is how it is.
uh-huh,
Confirm it for me or don't. If it's not that, then I'll find something else. But we want to
yeah.
get out of that kind of
So
cycle.
if for example, I have pain in one of my legs, can is that something that I can get more clear on where to go to heal that, to change that from them?
Yeah, so if I do a personal session on somebody, then they'll show the deeper reasons, they'll help clear it. But then there also will be guidance usually if there's a dietary or lifestyle change that needs to come in. Like sometimes I'll have foods that come in, sleep cycles, and then they'll go into clearing out karmic patterns from your ancestral line, or maybe there's something in your relationship. So we'll go into all of that. But usually I like to do 3 sessions with someone to really start. I mean, it depends how
Takes,
superficial, chronic illness, and yeah, deeper illnesses that are long term to take a lot more sessions because it's got a deeper root. Um,
right,
yeah, so it really depends. Yeah, if something's also from like an accident that happened a long time ago, how long has it been there? How much other
yeah,
imbalance has it created? Yeah, so it really depends on the length of time and severity,
okay,
which sometimes the client won't even know. So,
right,
but yeah, so sometimes I can tend to see, I guess they call it like a medical psychic, like I can see the organ
yeah,
system and all of that. I think that's just for me though, because I have the acupuncture medical training in my brain already, right? So I
It
can
makes
use
sense.
so
that
it
terminology.
Uses your like
there,
your library that you already have. Yes,
yeah,
makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Yep.
I,
right,
I don't know that the people that I've trained that they get that as well, because I was doing that also even before just with Akashic Enlightenment, and now they
Yeah,
just use that.
I
So
get
yes,
that.
I can do that.
yeah. Well, here's a lighter construct, I think, that we probably a lot of people would align with. But the question is, I'd like to ask how I can let go of the unconscious, quote, worry pattern about the worst
input.
pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, are we gonna go into personal
We
stuff
can go to
here?
personal.
Yeah, I thought maybe we would.
Okay, so the way I generally like to do that is have someone come on with their voice, and I like their
Okay.
first, just to connect more directly.
Great. Can we do me first? I just feel
Yeah.
called.
Oh, sure.
I don't usually ask for.
Go,
I
girl.
try to not, but I just feel like it's
Absolutely.
coming through.
Yeah, just say your first name out loud, just to
So
open
I'm
up.
Jeneth.
Yeah, it just kind of opens the consent. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you have pain in your one
In
leg,
my-
two leg, left
Yeah,
leg?
it's my right leg.
Okay. So we're just gonna do 3 minutes on the right leg. Okay. First thing they're going to is the nervous system. Bringing you more into a parasympathetic, calming the nervous system. Is tension. And tension is leading to stress, a tight muscle, and some sort of overuse. I just seen a lot of
I just
tightness.
adjusted.
I heard that.
Was that your leg?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
so
it was so audible that she heard it.
I heard
Yeah.
it. There we go. It also seemed to be kind of in your hip structure at first. That may have been what popped. It's getting pretty deep now.
Hmm. Oh my God, weird.
All right, I want to go.
I am hearing drinking more water or like better hydration, electrolytes, moisten the tendons and muscles, and reducing stress. You don't want to exercise or do movement while you're stressed because it's causing things to pull out of alignment. Yeah, there's a deeper emotional pain underneath that they are clearing. Right now they're starting to integrate. All right.
Interesting.
How you
Nice.
doing?
All of that's really true. I have nerve pain from a hip injury, but I didn't want to give you too much. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And because it's like loose in the hip socket, the muscles are always sore, and but mostly it was funny. They started with the nerves first. It's like they got it, and I feel really a lot more relaxed in my whole body right now. I feel like I'm on a drug almost.
I know. You're like,
All right, great. Well, let's now that I'm all high and everything.
yeah.
This might be one of
Everybody
my
gotta wave.
favorite groups of people to talk to now.
Okay, I go. I want to go.
Yeah, you're not the
You
only
know,
one.
I'll do-
Everyone's like, oh, Aqualorian, more Aqualorians. I'm like, okay.
I may have to get some sessions.
I'm
I run it
saying,
on
Oh,
myself
wow.
every
That's
day.
cool.
And when I
Okay,
don't
well,
do it,
Let's take some.
let's take some, sorry, I can't hear you that well, so.
Oh, really?
But-
Can you hear me?
Her
now?
energies.
I think I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like in.
Oh, you're in the zone. Okay.
Yeah. So
No
we'll
worries.
take. Let's see. We'll take. Let's see. Christina, you've had your hand up for a while. We'll go ahead and take you if you want to unmute.
Hi there, ladies. Good evening.
Hi.
Lovely to speak to you. Yeah, I got there's two questions. I wonder. I have visits during the night. Yeah, spiritual, different ones. It seems, and I was told not last year, the year before, that it was actually one of the things that was coming to me was an alien, and she described what it was. So she said, but it was one of the nice ones. So I'm just do you know anything about? Yeah, it was. She said that I have visits. You know, I get visits at nighttime. It's a little bit less now. And one of the visits she said was alien, and she described how they look like. And she said, but I don't need, you know, so if I feel someone staring at me when I'm sleeping there, so I shouldn't be worried. And I'm like, okay. And then she explained how it looked like, or what it looked like, or whatever. But I just wonder, you know, why is that, or why did that come, and are they still here, you know? And also, if you generally can feel something in my body. That's 2 questions.
Yeah, the two very different.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, one is more almost like a reading of Akashic enlightenment. You know, the AQUALORIANs wouldn't really,
Okay.
they don't really talk about why something is happening, if that makes sense. They
Okay.
just kind of help you with something, if that's.
Okay. Okay.
But I didn't know, did somebody tell you this is happening? Or are you're aware of it, you're waking up and you're seeing beings in your room with you? Is that?
Well, I feel it. I have a lamp who
What
goes
do you
on,
feel? What do you
emotions.
feel?
Well, I got 2 things, because either I get the whole body gets like goosebumps, you know, from the feet up to my head, or just from a half of my body and up.
Mhm.
And I also can, well, before I can feel people sitting on my bed. I can smell them, you know, I can smell perfume stuff, and I can feel if they touch my head, you know, my hair, you know, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, and how do you feel about that?
Well, some things is
Scary
okay,
or
but
exciting?
yeah, some things is okay, and some things I'm not sure, because one time my friend who cleans houses, she said to me, I had 40, no worries, she said that she never seen so many souls in one house. I had 42 people there, you know, souls.
Okay,
So
I'm
she
just
said, yeah,
yeah, we're gonna run the AQUALORIANs just to help you work with this, right? So again, we're moving out of what it
yeah,
is
okay,
and what are
okay,
you experiencing and how to help you with that.
yeah, that would be great, thank you.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna help Christina here. Let's bring in AQUALORIAN crystalline healing for 3 minutes with Christina to help her with these, you know, the goosebumps, contact, any fears that she's having with what's occurring with her at night. They're saying we don't usually do this type of work, but we'll take a look. The first
Thank
thing
you.
they're saying, it's more that you're going through a growth period of awakening. So they're going to help you with this so that it feels more natural.
Okay.
It looks like they're showing maybe you did some sort of training and opened your channels, and now it's too open and you're not knowing how to navigate it smoothly. There we go. So they're working on the third eye and your higher sights or higher clairvoyances of being able to see and sense other dimensional beings. They're connecting you. I've never seen them do this before. They're connecting you with, looks like you have an angelic guide. Oof. Well, this looks like Archangel Metatron. I've never seen this crossover before. This is kind of amazing. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're also doing a clearing of your house. Or they bring, okay, so they're working on you and opening your higher frequencies, but turning the channel more to beings that will assist you, like your guides, including Archangel Metatron. And when you call in Archangel Metatron, then there is a clearing of the energy of your home to a more harmonious frequency, because your frequency is more harmonious. So you will learn to call in Archangel Metatron to assist you with these things and to clear anything that feels uncomfortable for you. They're still working on the third eye and the pineal gland. Yeah. So they're opening that channel, the third eye to the pineal gland to the back of the head. It's like the psychic channel. There's some sort of block that they're clearing. There you go. So now I see that the light that goes up to the crown is now more open, and the connection is more open for a clearer connection, which will make you feel more comfortable. And now they're beginning to integrate this. And they're just giving, a reminder of, don't be afraid of the connections that you're making. Just look at it as connecting to somebody on the human plane. You're not disempowered just because it's on another dimensional plane. And they're saying that this is also why they're introducing you to your guide at this time. So you can just call on the angels or Metatron as a specific guide to help you. Thank you.
Wow.
How are you doing?
That was amazing. That felt, oh, it was amazing. I was so grateful. I felt in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know if this got something to do with it, but
Yeah.
I've had pressure before in my head for about a year after an accident, yeah. And
Oh.
and now I don't know, but normally I have it on the left side, this pressure, and nobody can tell me what it is. But now on the right side of my head, on the top, I felt nearly like burning. I felt like a little bit discomfort, actually. It was really weird, you know. But I just take it for it's all good, you know. So it's like, but it was, yeah, it was. I'm so grateful because I've been wondering so much, because I was introduced to the angels about 2006, 2007, and was told I had a direct connection with them, and I always have a deep connection with them, even if I don't hear them, speaking. But I'm very intuitive, so it's just so beautiful. It's really nice. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think it looks like the accident may have jarred your connection and perception of the other realities, right? And so when we go through shock, we can kind of go to the other side and come back. Once
Yeah.
we clear that, they're opening your higher dimensional channels, which it's our third eye, pineal
Yeah.
gland, and then coming through the back of the head. And it looked like it was just out of alignment from the accident, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really like like the head really, the whole body, whatever. So, and nobody told me what it was, and I couldn't get rid of it. It was like it's
Yeah, so
amazing.
see how that settles for you. And everybody always drink more water after these sessions, because sometimes there
Yeah.
can be some detox and we're moving energy. So it always helps with the AQUALORIAN crystal light healing.
Thank you so much to all of you ladies, and to you specifically for this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Aquas.
That was
Thanks,
beautiful.
Aquas.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a really interesting energy. I think it's really delicious.
It is. She's like,
Yummy.
more.
We're gonna invite you on every single show. All right, are you good to take one more?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
let's
get
go.
healed as I do these, so
I love that.
Okay.
it's the processing, the initial processing that's hard. Once it's set
Yeah,
up and
integrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
I'm
I
just
want
gonna
to go with Raya, who asked the question online earlier about the, gnawing on the worry.
And she's on the line. Hi,
Yeah, she is
Rhea.
on the line.
Hi, Sherry. Hi, Jeneth. Hi, beautiful.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
hi, welcome.
Yeah, yeah. I just have this. I know I have beyond my own human awareness that I have this very excessive worry pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I think it show up very often, like in the session when it's a channel session, and they will be telling me I'm worrying too much and I'm worrying about the worst, and I just feel that I would like to let that go. I feel it's like ancestral or familial pattern.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do the worry. All right. Yeah. Just go ahead and relax and we'll connect to the AQUALORIANs. We'll just start the alkaline crystal light healing here for Rhea. Worrying. Yeah, so they're actually, they're showing you in the womb. Since maybe 3 months in utero. Yeah, some sort of panic, something that your mother went through. I just see her heart racing, the nervousness. And this kind of got into your nervous system. It's like a constant unsteadiness. Um, worry is not even the right word. It's like almost like a feeling like things aren't quite stabilized for you in the earth plane. Like the ground could fall out from under you at any time, which is, normally totally illogical, but it's what happened in utero. So you're carrying this frequency. All right, so now they're just running through your systems to clear it all out. Particularly the nervous system. And they're working a lot on the mind as well. And the gut too. It's almost like a nervous stomach. Working on the spine. You have a lot of habits formed around this that they're trying to break down, but this is an example of something that's been here a long time and would take more sessions, but we're doing a little bit now. Yeah, there's a lot of habits around this, but there's a lot of yeah, it would take some work to unwind it all, but we're just doing the core right now, the root. A lot of work on the spine. Now they're clearing out all systems. They keep saying the habits are the problem.
Yeah, could you illuminate like what kind of habits?
There's just a lot of lifestyles and behavior patterns of coping that you've developed from this.
Hmm.
It's like we're trying to rush through something too much. It's too
Yeah.
much in a small amount of time. Yeah. Because they'd have to go into more ancestral work. But it's like lifestyle patterns and doing things from a place of nervousness rather than presence. That's the overall message. So just letting them start to integrate because they can't get to all of them. So they're just trying to get to the root. Could be from drinking water to how you're exercising, to how you're breathing, to how you're talking. The way that you go around your patterns of times of eating and how you do your work, how you communicate with people. I mean, there's so many. I was just trying to bring you because they don't want you to worry about that either, which is the other reason they didn't want to tell you.
Yeah, now I have more
You're
worry.
already jumping on all of those things. Sorry, hold on a second. They're like, see what we mean? This is what we didn't want to tell her.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. And then it's an over control, right? The over control happens. So just trying to calm everything down again. There you go. Yeah, just let it go. The key is just to be present with whatever you're doing. Sure, it's coming from a present place. Go slower. There we go. Yeah, because it's not about the outcome, it's the presence that you apply to something, whatever you're doing. Yeah, we're just gonna keep integrating. This one's a little hard to come out of because there's still a lot more in here. We'll just integrate for now. Here we go. Good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can feel the energy moving. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. I hope it supports others as well in the community. Yeah. Thank you.
Always, yeah, everyone benefits. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. How are you doing? How's everyone doing? Everyone's
I
still
think
awake?
Jeneth, you're like a different person now.
I know.
Oh my
You're just
gosh. It
changed.
took me a little, I was kind of glad we took another caller because I was like, I don't know that I can speak any language anymore.
I could feel her and I was like, you okay? She's like, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was never that I was just like floaty. Like, I mean, it seems that they're like way out there too. You know, like, and it's really spacious. And it's just like, you know, but I'm like, as soon as I love it, I love this frequency. You know, sometimes there's some heaviness with some of the other ones. And, but this one is really delicious. I'm really enjoying this.
I'll have to raise my hand at the very end if we have a couple of minutes, but I definitely want to show people how they can work with you. You brought a really special package for us today to share with the audience, and if they just want to explore this work more, I mean, golly, what you put into this, you must be receiving so much information because I mean, this is amazing what you put together to share with our audience today.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, we'll open it up and you can kind of speak on a couple things here that you put together for us.
Yeah, you lucky ducks. You get the
For real.
Oh, I know. I'm thinking, gosh, how did we find you again?
How did
Well,
you
I
find
say
us? It's so funny. It's amazing. I believe nothing is by accident. So thank you so much.
yeah, the golden keys to light being. I did that actually. So that's fresh from Mount Shasta. So when I say I come back and I unpack, I get my attunements for the crystal and light healing and everybody that's attuning to those frequencies. And then I usually get an event to do with the collective. And that's what these are. Okay. So right after I came back from Shasta, we did these, I think they were in like September, October.
Oh, nice.
And
That's not that
so,
long ago. Yeah.
right. Yeah. And they're, whew.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm excited.
Incredibly high frequency, because I'll do, like in January I did one for harmonizing and rebalancing the body, which is very different. It's more like a deep meditation, but these are incredible. They're a borderline attunement level, okay. And they're
Wow.
extremely high frequency, so they're really opening your
I get
consciousness
you.
to coming into your light being self, right? So really connecting to your true divine self. I love the birds that are coming in right now. Yeah. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
thanks, birds. Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so they're really, really high frequencies for the golden keys to light being. People were just astounded with the frequencies. So it really just opens your consciousness to that true light being that you are. Right. And so more or less it's like a spiritual awakening package there, 1 and 2. And you'll just feel really blissed out with those. Yeah. And you can use them also as meditations, right? So if you have a specific one that you like, you can go to that and you can use that every
My
day.
gosh.
Meditation. Yeah, so they're great. And they're really helpful with coming into all the new frequencies that we're coming into now. Right.
And just so everyone knows, 1 and 2, that's number 1 is, the 6 weeks, and then you've got number 2 here. That's 6 videos. I mean, these are individual.
No, there's 3 in each.
3 each.
There's
Got it.
audio and
Okay.
video. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's still huge.
Big
Like,
programs.
wow,
Wow.
this is a lot
Yeah, a lot of change.
that you put
Yeah.
here. Thank you.
So there's 3 30-minute transmissions, and we've been doing 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
You can do the math on
No,
that.
I was thinking this is my new go to sleep stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. When I do the trainings, they say you only got to do like 10 or 20 minutes, and then in the groups, they just kind of set up in the beginning and the end because the frequencies work so fast. So we have 1 and 2 here, and which are great for learning the enlightenment, the awakening portion. And then the next one is totally different frequency way of using it. In this case, they are helping you to adjust to experiencing your own ET contact.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Everybody that did this had contact.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
It was really profound. Even people's partners, because they were running it in the house. So, yeah, my partner went on a ship at night. He was totally not ready. That's what happened.
How cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. So they open up to the connecting to that, helping you get over the fears, right? So that you're not locking down in that biological fear of contact. Okay, so they're really laying down the frequencies like we talked about in the beginning that we're bringing into our planet, that we are not alone, right? And we're connecting to a version of Earth that it is regular that we have ET contact, and they're a regular part of our community and our daily life. And so when you get into that frequency and you've harmonized with it, then whatever ET contact is aligned for you at that time is what will start to happen in whatever form it's meant to happen. And it won't be in a way that, oh my God, I'm not ready for this and this is happening, right? You're only going to experience what you are ready for, and that'll change over time. So you can do this over again. And you can hear everybody sharing. So we always start off with a little intro, then I do the transmission, and then everybody shares their experiences. So you can have some validation through that.
Wow.
I'm just shaking my head.
I know everyone's like, oh,
No words anymore.
It's fascinating.
Becoming
Well, it's funny you say
Such
that
a gift.
because when I do the trainings at the beginning, there's a lot of information that's written, but the other ones, it's all energy because there's
Yeah.
nothing, you can't write this down.
No. Yes, and Jeneth and I talked about that. Sometimes
Yeah.
we have the loss for words, and then right now I'm just like,
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is.
So
Yeah.
It's a little
my
harder
body
when
is
you're
just
running a
like, yes
podcast
on this
show.
one though, you know, and I think just reminder, you guys, tap into who you are and ask yourself which is right for you and what's right for you. But wow, my body really likes this frequency. It's like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If anybody could see, I mean, Jeneth is like totally different. You could see her energy field. Like
Oh,
it's
nice.
just,
Do you have
clear.
time to do one more?
Yes.
I'm like, wow.
How long your show is? We're doing an hour or an hour and a half? I don't know.
We've been we're about right at an hour right now.
So we go
yeah,
about 15 minutes. Yeah, we
I've
go
got
about.
plenty of time. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't have a
And you
client.
guys, if you are watching the replay, just a reminder, the package is somewhere on this page. Even on YouTube, it's in the caption. And if you like and subscribe to YouTube, you'll get more of this delicious stuff.
Yeah, I'll
Yay.
definitely be back here to work with you guys. This is
Oh,
awesome.
how fun.
This
Yes.
is a
Thank
fun
you.
group. And this group is really open to receiving too.
Sure.
You know, so it's like doing it as a collective like this is like, you know, it just seems that much more potent sometimes. It's great.
Yeah. It's like a group retreat.
Yeah, it really is. And we're all starting to become much more of a community too with their questions and stuff like that. Sherry, I have.
The greater the field is open.
Do you want to take two more and I'll raise my hand and tell you about my good old belly issue? And then, okay.
Yeah, just as long as one of you is still able to talk.
I
Like, right? Because I don't want to knock her out of commission and then I'm running your podcast show. Like,
right, we're running right because it's a
like,
podcast
Sherry,
show.
take over. I can't do this anymore.
It's funny.
I love it.
Years ago, I had a unconscious out-of-body experience on a live call. And I made it back right to wrap up the call. He had finished, you know, and I was on mute. And he's like, "Are you there? Jeneth, are you there?" And I'm like passed out. And, you know, and then I was like, "Here, what's here?"
Oh, interesting.
I mean, it was just such a cool thing. You know, so that was interesting. He's like, "If you're talking, I can't hear you." And I'm thinking, I wasn't even talking.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we can do two more and then, then you can go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you want to do?
We can do
Natasha. It seemed like I skipped over her. All right, Natasha, you're up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, great. Thank you so much for taking my call. I love your work. I was wondering if you could tune into my field. I'm having some unusual blood issues that have been going on, and I was just wondering what I could learn from it.
Yeah. Could you just elaborate a kind of, could you just say
Okay.
your name and then elaborate on
Sure.
what you're feeling and experiencing without the diagnosis? Yeah.
Oh, well, there's no diagnosis. I only do energy work. So my name is
You said blood
Natasha.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's sacral. It's womb stuff. I've had a lot of womb healings, and now it's just ongoing bleeding. But then I look at blood as being life force and joy, but maybe it's something deeper or something different.
Are you saying irregular periods? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's just not stopped. It's been ongoing for like over a month.
Okay. Did you just give birth recently or?
Oh, no, I don't have any children, but I have.
Oh, okay. You said wombs.
Yeah, well, it is the womb, or at least that's where the symptoms are manifesting, but it could be someplace else in the body or something beyond energetically.
Yeah, we're already starting to connect, so we'll bring in the Aquarians.
Okay, thank you very much.
The first thing they're showing is iron. I don't know if you've had your iron checked.
No, I have not, but I've had a lot of bleeding in the past.
Okay. That was the first thing they showed was iron and. All right, so now we're going deeper. So, yeah, there's the fear of death. Actually, I haven't seen them do this in a while.
Okay, that would make sense.
There's a past life. It looks like you're being pushed under the water very, very deeply. And it's like you gave up your will to fight back. There's something that happened, some sort of like relationship trauma.
Wow, okay.
You do healing work or someone did healing work? There's something in here that's like something is disrupted. But now, okay,
Okay, sorry.
yeah, they're just starting to go faster than I can talk.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so now we're doing the levels. This is more Chinese medicine, like qi, blood, yin, yang. Qi level is weak.
Yes, I feel
You're not, yeah, you're drained.
I'm
And
not
this may,
sleeping.
okay, yeah.
There's been no sleep for 2 days, and I've tried so many different energy processes, and I feel like my life force is draining, and it's coming through this, but that's just how I feel. That could be totally off.
Yeah, part of it is there's somebody did a session on you and something is out of alignment.
Okay,
And
I
then
did have one.
doing sessions on other people is exasperating it.
I had to do some Reiki for my mother, and I did have a session, but that was back in December. I did have a session 2 weeks ago with somebody, and I thought something was cleared. And I've had like 2 other room sessions over the last 2 months. And I'm also afraid of water in this life, so you're tapping into all kinds of things.
Yeah, there's part of it that's also blocking being healed. This is very
Okay.
hard to get into your field. Yeah, so just try to take a deep breath and stop thinking and receive. Okay, there we go. There you go. Just let go. Yeah, yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, so they're clearing some ancestral patterns of giving without receiving.
Okay. Thank you.
They're just showing this like white column of light of spirit source coming in with the crown, resourcing you, learning to resource yourself. Wow, that's intense. Oh, yeah, just let that in. There you go. Now we're getting to the womb part. So in Chinese medicine, this is called the spleen not holding. Spleen qi sinking, not holding the blood. Spleen qi level.
Okay.
And without that, then the sleep will be disrupted. The herb formula is gui pi tong. You can actually get that on my website, or we may do a deeper session,
Okay, absolutely.
but
Thank
it
you.
would probably stop it immediately. After what the Aqualorians do here, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oof, there we go. Yeah, I'd also get some liquid iron, and you eat meat, yes?
No, vegan, but I'm turning vegetarian. But I mean, is that what it will take to heal myself?
Yeah, you gotta
Like the
stop
physical
all that.
body?
Yeah, your chi is, they're just
Low.
showing, it's like they're adjusting it, but there's still like a hole. So
Okay.
yeah, meat like 3 times a day. You gotta build it up because you have no chi.
No, it
And
feels like
or you
none.
gotta do, yeah, or do
Okay.
every day. You gotta bring it in because right now we're just resourcing you. It's just like pouring in chi, trying to
Okay.
stop. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
they're actually showing like chicken soup, broth,
Okay.
chicken, potatoes, vegetables. Like eat that 3 times a day.
Okay.
Like deep, nourishing food, warm food,
Warm
not
food.
not cold and raw, warm food.
Okay. Hey, I'll do it if if that's what it takes. I've done, well, I've tried energetic work, but I guess the physical body needs different things.
Yeah, this is all on the physical level. At
Okay.
this point. It's a chi deficiency. It's all on the chi level.
Okay.
But the
That makes sense.
patterning, they cleared the patterning. Okay, so just gonna let them integrate. But the patterning is the not letting yourself receive. Right? There's some sort of
A block.
giving. Yeah. So they worked on that some, but there's more. Right? Because this is more long-standing. But it's the
Okay.
giving without giving to yourself, or the giving without receiving. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
really deep. Thank you.
And in the end, they showed liver, like the liver capsules. You can get some of those too. Liver capsules, iron, broth, and gui pi tong.
Okay. Thank you kindly for this, and I will look into your package and your website. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Now, so if that was hormones and her hormones need to be balanced, or she has
It's not
endometriosis,
hormones.
it's not okay. So, but you can ask questions like that, and you know that it's like, more. Because I go to an acupuncturist to get my hormones balanced, right? So that does work on a chi level too, but you know the difference through the channel. I'm just more just looking for
Yeah, I mean, the
information.
first thing they showed was iron. The iron deficiency is like the first thing that
And
popped
that's
up.
where I got the meat. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not talking about hormones. I mean, yes, you can balance hormones with Chinese medicine, but she's actively bleeding and not sleeping.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
totally different
Right. Right.
than like night sweats and anxiety, or it's a different.
Sure.
It's a
Okay.
different.
I was just
That's general. That's general Chinese medicine. That's not aquamarine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's as is warm food and things like that, right? I was just more looking, to like if it was hormone related and she needed to balance her hormones, you would know that, right? And then she would be,
Yeah,
would she
they'll
be,
show that. You're using
It
Western
depends.
with Chinese medicine, so things usually come in a Chinese medicine.
okay,
So hormones ultimately break down to yin and yang,
okay,
in testosterone, right? So, yeah, but this is chi level,
okay.
right? So we're not even getting into the.
Specifics like that. Okay, I see. I was
Yeah.
just more
Can I-
curious, when that awareness would come in. And if it is a life-threatening ailment, they'll say, no, she needs to see somebody immediately. Do you ever get that kind of information?
Well, this seems pretty serious. Yeah,
Yeah.
like go eat meat now.
Yeah.
Go get
Okay.
the iron now so you can
Now.
sleep If you've missed 2 nights of sleep and you're actively bleeding, you're completely depleted. The chi is not holding the blood. But
I
there's a
see.
sense of
Got it.
Need. Like everything was much more on the physical. Yes, they're working on the ancestral part, but everything's moved up to, it's more of a physical crisis right now.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, which is why it's like, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if she would have had a longer session, then you could have pulled out some of the root of where it began.
We pulled out some of it, but it's not the
Yeah.
focus
Okay.
because it's so far manifested into the physical at the present moment.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I would also say, you know, this is a good example of, because I have the Chinese medicine background,
Right.
you know, with somebody else that I've trained, they wouldn't get everything that I got.
I gotcha.
They're immediately just pulling up.
Right. Because you have that, again, they will use your library. You have that in there, right, to access. Yep.
Yeah.
To make sense.
But the iron is low and all, yeah. So.
Yeah. I used to have that. I do have, I was gonna say, if I could raise my hand, I have been struggling with belly issues for all of my life. And I get where I kind of get like this really gassy, and it's almost, I've been taking like a prescription medicine. It's a very expensive prescription medicine. I haven't been taking it right now because Jeneth gave me some
Chinese herbs.
yeah, and it seems to be working right now, but I do
What
have a
herbs?
flare up.
It's from Evergreen. I think it's
Oh,
called.
I love Evergreen. That's what I
Yeah,
use.
it's a GS formula.
It's been pretty great. However, I also recently have been experiencing like extreme fatigue. Like, oh my,
From the,
I don't know.
or after the herbs?
Maybe around the same time, but I don't think it's,
Okay,
I don't
maybe
know that they're related. But it's just like, I'm super sleepy. Like, I just want to, yeah, it's like unusual. The last couple days.
Yeah. So about the herbs, some herbs can make you sleepy because they're grounding you,
Okay.
okay? Or they could be draining you into moving. Let me take 2 seconds. Can you stick out your tongue if you don't mind? I can tell you. Yeah, super pale. Yeah, okay. The herbs may be too moving for you, so
Okay.
just be careful of the formula.
Okay.
I don't know that exact formula. It's not a traditional.
And I don't know if that exact formula is for her. I just know that it
Yeah.
helped me with a similar
Yeah.
symptom.
Yeah. I'll take a look, but traditionally gut issues, it's 6 gentlemen. 6 gentlemen. Total
Oh, now I
five.
have new questions.
Yeah, maybe we should just do an overall session, but I'll do the aquas right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to rush the Chinese medicine part, but we'll see what they bring in.
Okay.
So it's a gas bloating is how you experience it.
And it's like, I can't go to the bathroom, I can't move.
Okay.
It's
so
really
it's chronic.
debilitating sometimes, yes.
How many years?
I mean, since I
At
was
least
little.
12, because I
Okay.
remember her having it a long time ago.
Oh, you guys know each other as kids.
Well,
Yeah,
12
feels
years
like it.
ago, not age 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
feels
Okay.
like it.
Yeah. You have that resonance. Maybe it's another lifetime.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. So just say your name out loud.
Lyanca.
The first name's fine. Okay, there we go. This is actually very emotional. Wow. Yeah, there's some emotional distress that's running in your system. They're showing it like shaking. All right, so just clearing that out. Some ancestral line with your mother's side they're clearing,
Yeah.
and the relationship with your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very emotional.
I was raised with my grandparents on my father's side. So if that gives you.
Yeah. Like, yeah, see in here.
I have a good, I mean, me and my mom are good now, but
Yeah, no, there's a deep wound there here, clearing. There we go. A part of it's with breathing, almost like you're holding your breath, shortness of
I was doing that right now.
Yeah, yeah, so you just relax, yeah. Put your head down if you're that tired with this. There we go. Yeah, there's this feeling of not feeling safe, nervousness. There we go. It's almost like a constant fight or flight. Yeah. That's common. A lot of humans actually. There we go. I know they're working on the spine, and they're working on the actual stomach systems now. Spleen, stomach, small intestine. But this is emotional.
I gather that.
And it's had a physical effect, yeah.
I gather that very much so.
Yeah, it's getting intense. Just let it go through. Breathe, breathe, breathe. There you go. Relaxing breaths, no holding, just. So clearing out a trauma with your mom, some sort of incident. That's where the shaking is coming in.
It's weird.
And there's know that you are always loved, even when those that can't step forward in what they need to do can't do what they need to do. It's not a fault of your own, and coming to about that will bring the peace. And now they're integrating.
Thank you.
I just feel like almost like I think we're closing. It feels like they're closing everything for the whole show.
Yeah, it does, doesn't
You
it?
feel that? Like it is,
Interesting. They
like,
kind of
harmonizing
own this whole
everybody.
thing, don't they?
Yeah. Whatever field was open for everybody is now starting to come to a close.
Nice.
Wowzer, wowzer, wowzer.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I got giddy at the very end when you
I
were
was.
talking about the closing right before you said the closing. It was like smiling. I also when I went to touch my back and I arched it, completely involuntary.
Yeah, and I was doing the same
It
thing.
was so crazy. It was nice.
When I
And
run the energies, I usually do sit up straight, like everything is clear. And you're like, oh, okay. So you may move around more
Yeah.
after doing these sessions, like everything's like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very loose and light.
Yeah.
Loose and light.
I think everyone definitely needs to drink a lot of water.
Yes.
Yeah, hydrate.
And then stretch. Like if your arm feels like it wants to move up, let it move.
Yeah.
Like that's how I
Or
feel.
stand and shake.
Yes.
Traditionally, I teach that
Yes.
you're supposed to shake out before,
I
just to
gotcha.
relax. So.
Sherry, one quick question. You said something about 6 gentlemen right before you started working on her. What does that mean? I think you looked at her tongue and said 6 gentlemen or something.
Oh, it's just a general chi formula for the stomach.
Okay, I found this on the web for one quick question.
I love
Siri
it when they do that.
responded.
Yeah, that happens during ET contact as well.
I thought so too. Yeah. Yeah.
Siri responds.
Yeah.
Our technology, I think we were in Shasta and someone's phone was ringing even though it was off.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes. Technology.
That's straight out of Cocoon when he uses her watch.
Still talking. Wow.
It's probably the
Oh,
field.
wow.
It is the
wow,
field.
wow.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
this feels
Trying to
so
ground me.
so
Everybody's
cool.
great now. Sherry's got to go eat lunch, so.
I love
Yeah,
it.
we
Thank
need
you,
to go eat
Sherry.
lunch, too.
Yes.
Well, Sherry, thank you so much. We are so grateful to have you. My goodness,
Thank you.
was profound for me, and I think it was for many of the callers. So thank you.
Yeah,
And,
sorry we didn't get to everybody, but yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll have to have you back for a real encore, a live encore.
Aqua's.
Yes,
Yeah,
Aqua's,
absolutely.
yes, I'd love sharing this with the audience and
Wow.
a greater platform. It's just amazing.
So
Thank you.
cool.
And thank you to you for doing the work.
Yeah,
Thank you
because
so
that might not have been easy to go deep with them. I'd be like unconscious the whole time. I'd be like, okay, just plug me in like the Matrix. Like, do I have one of those holes in the back of my head you can just plug me in?
Sherry, bless you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Go have lunch and
Thank you so
everyone,
much for
please
having
drink
me.
water.
Yeah,
Nurture
it's been a
yourself.
pleasure. Yeah, just everyone take care of themselves, drink water, hydrate, nap, or go in nature, whatever you feel you need. And yeah, I look forward to everyone enjoying the packages that's there.
Yes.
Those will be really beautiful. And
Yes.
working with you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day, everybody. Thank you.
And you
Thank
can
you.
just sign off. It's really easy. So.
Yeah.